why not pray with the Jews at Al-Aqsa? At Haram al Sharif? Or Haram al Sharif?
اليهود بيخلونا نصلي في الكنيسة تبعهم.
Would the Jews allow me to pray in their synagogues?
Yes.
بس المسجد الأقصى للمسلمين.
But Al-Aqsa Mosque is for the Muslims, it's for us.
Would it, if Jews believe they want to share it with you?
What?
If Jews believe they want to share it with you, would you pray with them? It's for both of you, for Jews and...
If they believe that it should be shared...
It's for all celestial religions.
طب إذا اليهود بيآمنوا إنه الحرم الشريف والأقصى لا يعني لجميع الديانات. بل
طيب يعطوني بلادي ويعطوني أرضي ويعطوني داري ويسووا سلام صح ورجعوني على بلادي وبعدين نفكر نصلي مع بعض في الأقصى في الكنيسة.
Then we'll think about it and we'll pray in the Al-Aqsa and their synagogue, and the guy behind you is really laughing his ass off.
Would he invite Jews to pray at Al-Aqsa or at Haram al Sharif to pray with Muslims?
هل ممكن تحكي لليهود أو تدعو اليهود إنهم يجوا يصلوا في الأقصى أو في الحرم الشريف؟
لا أبدا.
No, never.
Why?
At all. ليش؟
لأن الأقصى للمسلمين. الأقصى.
Because Al-Aqsa is for the Muslims.
Okay. But wouldn't it be kind to invite others to pray with you?
ولكن ما بتشوف إنه فيها لطف أو فيها نوع من الرحمة
والكرم؟ لا ما فيها لطف طبعا. المقدسات الدينية لها حرمتها والكنائس لها حرمتها المساجد لها حرمتها. هلا بصير العرب يصلوا.
Are Christians and Jews allowed to go into it?
هل مسموح لليهود والمسيحية يفوتوا؟
أنا اللي بعرفه مش مسموح.
According to my knowledge, it is not allowed.
Oh, okay. Would they invite Jews to pray next to them at Haram al Sharif?
هل ممكن تدعوا أو تحكوا لليهود تعالوا صلوا جنبنا أو معنا في الأقصى وفي الحرم الشريف؟ لا.
Why?
ليش لا؟
لأن الأقصى للمسلمين أول شيء. بعدين يعني هم ما بدهم سلام. لو بدهم سلام ما كل يوم بقتلوا ويذبحوا في الناس.
Because Al-Aqsa is for Muslims, and if they wanted peace, they wouldn't be killing us every day.
Okay, but even in the outside of Al-Aqsa, in the Haram al Sharif, in the plaza, is it maybe there?
طب حتى لو مش جوا الأقصى بس في الساحات. لا.
No.
لا.
Okay. Would you invite Jews to pray with you at Haram al Sharif?
هل ممكن تدعوا اليهود يصلوا في الحرم الشريف؟
أكيد لا.
الناس برا حابة بتعرفش.
أكيد لا.
Of course not.
Why not?
ليش لا؟ الناس برا بتعرفش.
لأنه اليهود ديانة والإسلام ديانة. الحرم القدسي للمسلمين.
Judaism is one religion and Islam.
هم عبارة عن محتلين.
And the Jews are occupiers.
Okay, but maybe they will stop being occupiers if you pray with them.
ممكن يبطلوا محتلين إذا بنصلي مع بعض.
تمام. هسه هذا الإشي مش أنا اللي بقرره. هذا شعب.
This is the people who decide this.
Okay. If there's peace, would he pray with them?
طب لو كان في سلام هل ممكن تصلي معهم؟
لا طبعا. أكيد لا. لأنهم ما لهم حق في الأقصى.
Because they do not have any right to the Aqsa.
هذا كافة الشعب يحكي لولد صغير بجاوبك سؤال.
All the people would say, ask it to a child.
Would you invite Jews to pray with you at Haram al Sharif?
هل ممكن تدعوا اليهود يجوا يصلوا جنبك في الحرم الشريف؟
اعذري نفتح عن الأسئلة هاي.
Please keep me away from these questions.
Would you invite Jews to pray with you at Haram al Sharif?
هل ممكن تعزمي اليهود أو تحكي لليهود تعالوا صلوا في الحرم الشريف؟
لا طبعا.
No, of course not.
أخذين أولادنا.
They have taken our children. Now we want to invite them.
ويصلوا في الحرم ولا مرة.
And pray in
يعني أنا عندي ابن محكوم هاي 17 سنة عند اليهود.
I have a son who is doing 17 years in Israeli prisons.
Okay.
ليش تم أسره? Why was he detained?
بسبب السياسة والأوضاع
Because of politics.
Well, 17 years means he did violence. So.
أصلاً ما بيرحموهم. بقول ما بيرحموهم. ليش نخليهم يصلوا في الحرم؟
They don't show mercy. Why would we allow them to pray in الحرم?
ماخدين أرضنا ووطننا وأخرى بدنا نخليهم يدخلوا على مقدساتنا.
Our lands and our homeland, and we're going to allow them to go into our holy places.
Would you be kind and invite Jews to pray with you next to you at Haram al Sharif?
بتحبي تجاوبي مش على الكاميرا مش مشكلة إنه بس إنه صوتك يطلع. هل ممكن تكونوا طيبين وتطلبوا أو تدعوا اليهود إنهم يصلوا معكم في ساحات مسجد الأقصى؟ في الساحة الخارجية؟ لا؟
ولا
ليش لا؟
صلوا معنا؟
جنبنا مش معنا، جنبنا. لأنه الساحة هي كبيرة فإحنا هون مثلا وهم هون. هل تقبل هذا الشيء؟ هل ممكن تحكي لهم إنه أوكي ماشي؟
لا هم مكان يصلوا فيه، واحنا عندنا مكان نصلي. هم عندهم كنائس، عندهم مقامات ويصلوا فيه. واحنا عندنا المسجد الأقصى.
No, because they have their places and their synagogues and their temples.
Okay, that's either the mother or the mother-in-law, but they want to pray there. Why can't you pray together?
لأنه ديانتهم يعني حابين إنهم يصلوا هناك، ليش ما تسمحوا لهم يصلوا هناك وتدعوهم يصلوا هناك؟
كيف تأتيهم يصلوا في مسجد؟
We would, but and then he interrupted.
كيف تأتيهم يصلوا في مسجد للمسلمين؟
مش في المسجد، حواليه في الساحات الخارجية. Not inside, outside.
لا ما بدعيهم أنا إذا بدي أدعيهم تمام للإسلام، أما إنه يصلوا في ساحات المسجد الأقصى.
حبيبي
بحكي إنه مستحيل لأنه كمان هم مش يعني مش مخلين إننا
impossible because they are not even allowing us to go in. مش سامحين لنا نفوت وين.
حتى بالساحة اللي إحنا يعني بتشوفوا إنه إحنا بنفوت على الساحة اللي بيصلوا فيها برا وبيمنعونا. كيف بدنا نخليهم هم كمان يجوا يصلوا؟
They even don't allow us to go inside
If they allow.
the plaza.
But if
so
they allow.
how can we invite them in? And he said, I would ask them to join the religion of Islam, but not to come pray with us next to us in the plaza.
Okay, if they allowed you to pray, there wasn't an issue to enter, would you pray together, Jews and Muslims?
طب لو سمحوا لنا نفوت على الساحات وعلى المسجد، هل تدعوهم انهم يصلوا جنبكم؟
No.
يعني أنا عمري 45 سنة ما فتش مرتين.
What'd you say?
I am 45 years old. I was only allowed to go in twice.
أنا ما بستنى أصلاً تسمحون لنا، أصلاً حقي أن نفوت هذا المسجد.
I don't wait for them to allow us. It's my right to go there and pray.
Okay, so you're a Muslim and you said you believe in all religions. Where is it? Sorry. Would you invite Jews to pray next to you at Al-Aqsa and at Haram al Sharif?
Nice pronunciation. هل ممكن تدعي أو تحكي لليهود يجوا يصلوا جنبك في الحرم الشريف في القدس؟
ليش لا؟ أصلاً كل رب واحد يعني بس.
Why not? Everyone has one God.
فيش أي تميزات يعني.
There are no differences.
يعني إحنا بنحب نكون سواء مسيحيين مسلمين يهود دروز يعني إيد واحدة. ما فيش أي فرق.
Jews to be one hand.
Okay, nice.
ما في عنا أي فرق يعني.
We don't have differences.
Nice. So a lot of people don't like that idea. What would you tell them?
هلا في كثير ناس ما بيحبوا هذا الإشي. مش مع هاي
There's a
الفكرة.
peace sign.
شو بتحكي للناس هدول؟
لا أنا بحكي إنه أنا متفائلة إنه يعني إن شاء الله يا ربي يعني يكون في إيد واحدة يكون السلام يعني.
I'm optimistic
ويكون
that
إيد واحدة ونكون إحنا متفقين مع بعض.
There will be peace and we will get along.
إنه نحب بعضنا لبعض لأنه
That we
هيك
will
الله
love each
حكى.
other because that's what God said.
Okay, the Jews, the Muslims, and the Christians,
And the Druze.
and the Druze.
هيك ربنا حكى إنه إحنا نحب بعضنا لبعضنا وما نحقدش على بعضنا ونكون
God
كلياتنا
said to be kind
يعني
to one
إخوة.
another, to love each other, and to be brothers.
نكون كنا إخوة وأهل يعني مع
To
بعض.
be one family.
مش يكون في تفرقة بين هذا وبين
And
هذا.
not to have any segregation or differences between us.
وإن شاء الله بيعم السلام مع
God
جميع
willing, there
الدول
will
يا رب.
be peace in all the countries.
ويحمينا من هذا الوباء.
And God save us from this pandemic.
Why not be kind and invite the Jews to pray next to you at Haram al Sharif?
ليه ما نكون طيبين وندعو اليهود يصلوا جنبنا في الحرم الشريف؟
If they will accept me praying next to them without checkpoints, without arresting my father. If he next thing, if he accept me praying next to him in the Haram al Sharif, without checkpoints, without
Arresting your father, you
arresting
said.
my father, if he entered al Haram al Sharif because he not allowed to enter the Haram al Sharif, I will be kind. I will expect him.
Okay, so if there's no checkpoints,
Okay.
and if there's no arrests for Palestinians,
Okay.
then you will pray with, you'll accept the Jews praying there.
Of course, if there will be peace, he will not kill me. He will not stealing my house. He will not stealing my land. Of course, I will be.
تقبلي انهم يصلوا جنبنا في
Of
المسجد؟
course. If they're not settler, if they're not occupier, of course I will accept that.
من الأقصى؟
No.
Or the one
Haram
in Mecca?
No. Haram al Sharif
Haram Ibrahim
is, but not in. The Jews don't want to pray in Al-Aqsa. They want to pray in Haram al
Do
Sharif
you mean the
around.
mosque?
No.
Or Haram al Sharif in
Haram al Sharif in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, not in Al-Aqsa, in the outside.
Okay, I mean يعني حائط البراق ممكن قصده؟
Do you mean the wailing wall?
No. I mean above, where the sakara is.
فوق عند الصخرة حواليها مش جوا المسجد نفسه في صحتها.
If they will not settler, if they will not occupy it, if they will not control who will come or who will leave, of course I will. يعني why not يعني?
I wanted to make sure that she understood exactly.
Okay, so would you build, there's a Jewish temple.
What do you mean by temple?
There used to be a temple on the Haram al Sharif. There used to be a Jewish temple 2,000 years ago.
شو التمبل؟ قصده الهيكل يعني؟
Do you mean the Jewish temple?
The Jewish temple.
الهيكل okay.
Okay. Would you build it with the Jews next to Al-Aqsa, so everyone can pray together?
يعني meaning build temple mean like destroying Al-Aqsa Mosque.
No, not destroying Al-Aqsa. No, next to Al-Aqsa.
On what land?
On the
land
Haram
for
al
what?
Sharif, you know, there's on the Haram al Sharif, there's lots of empty space next to the sakara.
Those are
Not destroying anything.
Those are not empty space. Those space for praying. You mean like that's mean destroying the place. If they will like build the temple on it, I will not pray. They will pray on it. What do you leave for us?
No, there'll be Al-Aqsa. Have you been to Al-Aqsa?
Of course.
Okay, so there's Al-Aqsa Mosque. The mosque.
Have you been to Al-Aqsa
Yes.
on Ramadan?
No.
They will. It's filled with people.
Okay, so there's no room to pray.
Of course.
But can't the Jews have a temple there as well?
Temple
To pray.
rebuild it.
Yes.
To rebuild the
Yes.
temple.
They're not going to destroy any buildings.
They will accept me to pray on it.
You can pray next to it. Yes.
Next to it.
Yes.
I don't think this is actually like would be the actual like life. You know?
Meaning that won't really happen.
Of course.
Okay, but let's say it did. Would you accept it? That's the question.
Accept it with no forces on Al-Aqsa, with no
No forces.
with no settlers.
Well, there'll be Jews who are settlers too, but they're not going to.
On my land, of course not.
So
On my brother land, it's the
hold
question
on.
is
If a Jew lives in Jerusalem, or a Jew lives in Tel Aviv, or a Jew lives in Hebron, and they want to go there pray.
If the land was for him before 1948, which Nakba,
1948.
1948, of course I will accept it. But there is no Jews in Al-Quds who like buy a house before Nakba.
Yeah, there were. Of course there were. There've been Jews in Jerusalem for thousands of years.
في البلدة القديمة. What do you mean by
In the old city?
In the old city?
Yes, absolutely. Most of Jerusalem was Jewish, not Muslim, before for the last 200 years.
For what? 200 years? No.
In the last 200 years, yes.
No.
Most of Jerusalem was Jewish, not Muslim.
No, that's not true. You say it, but no, that's not true. The old city is Jews.
Not only Jews, but mostly Jews. Yes.
Mostly Jews. If they buy it, if there was like their legal paper, okay. I will not say anything. It's happening right now.
No, I'm talking about, hold on. Let's stick to each point. So I'm talking about before 48.
Before 48,
yes.
Okay.
So I don't think
I will accept it if there was their land, but it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Thanks everybody who watches the Ask Project. It's really, really appreciated. I've noticed lately that the amount of views are low, contributions have gone down. It's the only way I'm able to do this project is from your contributions and sharing the videos. Please contribute. Go into the description below to see how. Guys, I appreciate so much that you guys watch these videos, like these videos, share these videos, and contribute. It's amazing. Thank you.